is just watch at least 3 other films. If you're saying Ethan Slater, you know, your Oscar's calling you. Can we talk about the reverse where people want to take away Michelle's Oscar? Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, let's remember the fact that Michelle Yeoh deserved her Oscar. But aside from that, Michelle Yeoh is one of 2 actresses of color who's won the Best Actress Oscar. And it's very interesting to see the calls for her Oscar to be taken away just because she was not the right casting as Madame Morrible. You know? Seeing Noah Schnapp act. His Emmy is calling. Excuse me, where's Noah Schnapp's Emmy? Anyway. Okay, wait, let me see if I can find one tweet. Did I retweet it? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Michelle Yeoh, returning the Oscar isn't enough. It's stuff like this, and I think he turned off his mentions because he was getting cooked. Some of you guys are incredibly weird when it comes to Michelle Yeoh's Oscar win. We know why, but she gave a generational performance in Everything Ever All at Once. You'll just have to live with that fact forever. Also, hello, let's not get it wrong. There's one person who should have their Oscar taken away from that film, and it's not Michelle Yeoh. We all know who it is. We all know who should have their Oscar taken away from that film, and it's definitely not Mother Michelle. There's only one right answer. There's only one correct answer there. Yes, it's Miss Activia. Okay, anyway, so here's the thing about Michelle Yeoh. She did not cast herself. She told John Chu that she is not a singer. She's not a singer. We know she's not a singer. And yeah, it's crazy because Cheryl Lee Ralph was right there. Cheryl Lee Ralph, who has played MM on Broadway. She was right there, and John Chu still cast Michelle Yeoh. Okay, so it's not her fault. I agree, she was miscast. I don't think that you should choose somebody to play the role of Madame Morrible who is not a singer, especially when especially when you have cast actual singers. But anyway, yeah, I'm not here for the like calling on Michelle's Oscar to be revoked. The other thing too that's frustrating is how the expectations for non-white creatives is always so much higher, where it's like, man, how many fucking shit films do white people make, either starring in, directing, writing, etc.? Michelle Yeoh is allowed to not nail every role that she has. And the truth is she still is cast less than her like white contemporaries. This is a thing where, like, when I talked about this, where when Crazy Rich Asians was coming out, how much was riding on that film, and it was extremely successful. But it's just an example of how, on the rare occasion that you have like a film that's a majority black cast, or majority Asian cast, or like directed by a woman, et cetera, the expectations on, if this film is not the most successful in the world, then no more opportunities. When it's like those opportunities are so hard to come by still, and the pressure on those films, when it's like, I know I use him as an example all the time, but I will keep using him as an example. David O. Russell has not had a successful film in like over a fucking decade. Plus, he's an abusive piece of shit. And yet, the opportunities don't dry up. Also, yeah, Pacino, Streep, De Niro, all these A-list like great actors all have had terrible films. Okay, they've all had roles that it's like, okay, that was maybe for the bag. I don't know. Maybe it was an off day. Whatever. So anyway, it's like we can talk about Michelle Yeoh being miscast in that role, and we can talk about the other problems with Wicked 2 without being like, oh, she should never be cast in anything again. Oh, she should have her Oscar taken away. I also think Jeff was badly cast. I said that after the first Wicked film. I thought Jeff Goldblum, who I love, was miscast. I thought Michelle was miscast. There's always been this theme where someone wins an Oscar and ends up acting in a shit role in a shit film. Yes, they call it the Oscar curse. They call it the Oscar curse, where somebody wins an Oscar and then you would presume that they're at the height of their career, where what they do next is going to be on par with what they had just done that won them an award. But what tends to be the case, and why oh wow, thank you for the Shrek whatever that was. It was just a big picture of Shrek's face. Anyway, it's why they call it the Oscar curse. I propose that instead of more Wicked, they should adapt any of the other 38 books in the original Oz universe. Let's just get Wicked 3. Fuck it. Fuck it. The game is already against that kind of film, woke filmery. Yeah, I mean, just even having, in this current era, you have anybody who's not white and it's woke. They're like, oh, it's a woke film. I'm like, is it? Wicked for Good was already kind of doomed the second half. Yes, and I said that as well. Like Wicked 2, the fact that Wicked 1 didn't win the awards that the fans hoped it would, there was no way that Wicked 2 was going to come along and make up for what Wicked 1 didn't win. It's just not. And I say this again without even having seen the film yet, but I know the show, it's just not possible. People do not know how to criticize media without turning shit into hate campaigns against minorities. Bingo. Anyway, do people like the back half of the live show less than the first? Yes. It's also much shorter. The second act is much shorter than the first act. Yeah, so the first act is which also is like, that's not unusual, but the first act is an hour and 30 minutes. And then act 2 is like a little less than an hour. Anyway, and it's also just not, it's just not as good. It's really not. Much like how the second half of Kill Bill is kind of meh. Yeah, wait, also, what did I see about Kill Bill 3? I don't know if I just had did I hallucinate? I swear to God, I saw something about Kill Bill 3. I'm like, was this it? Quentin Tarantino wants to make an animated Kill Bill origin story. Why did I see it? What the fuck was it that I saw it and people were like, wait a second, I'm sorry, did I miss Kill Bill 3 coming that just came out? It was it was in Fortnite. Oh, okay. Fortnite let Quentin Tarantino finally finish Kill Bill his way. The first time the words Fortnite and Quentin Tarantino appeared together ahead of this new season, it sounded like such an odd fit. For one, Tarantino is an avowed supporter of physical media to the point that he only screens movies printed on film at his 2 Los Angeles area theaters. The idea that he would add his beloved characters to the digital toy box we call Fortnite seemed a bit far-fetched. Now with a bit of context, it makes a lot more sense. On Sunday, his new animated short film, The Lost Chapter: Yuki's Revenge, arrives in Fortnite. The short was developed in Unreal Engine 5 and uses Fortnite's assets to create a seriously vicious battle between the bride and Yuki Yubari, the sister of Kill Bill's Gogo Yubari. For it, Tarantino pulled a piece of his original Kill Bill script that he never originally wanted to cut. Watch Wicked 2. Not that I think it's going to be good, but I already gave my thoughts on Wicked 2. I already said from the get-go, when they announced that Wicked was going to be split into 2 movies, an understander of Wicked, the show, went, that's crazy, because Act 2 of Wicked is notoriously weak. Like all the great songs, minus No One Mourns the Wicked, happen in Act 1. And then the story, it just is very like Deus Ex Machina. And the fact that the first movie was 2.5 hours and then we were still getting a second movie. The press tour's been crazy. I mean, the press tour of last year was crazy too. It's just been wild to me, without even having seen this film, how many people are like, Ariana's finally gonna win. I'm like, what? Okay, can I tell you one, like, so-and-so's Oscar is calling. I'm like, you need to watch more movies. I'm sorry. You need to watch more movies. If you think Jonathan Bailey in Wicked 2, like, his Oscar is calling, you just gotta watch more films. You do. Hamnet. Oh yeah. Yeah. I gotta put Hamnet on there. I saw someone say that about Ethan Slater as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, and I know it's the stands. I know, but I'm like, come on, please. When you're dealing with something that's going to be drastically too long, then you start losing the things that are easy to lose that don't affect the story, but that was definitely the case with this. That's wild. Context bag. How funny is this, though? This isn't a mere cash grab by Epic Games, though, according to the director. Oh, okay. It would be a different story if Epic Games came to me and said, hey, look, can you come up with something to do with Kill Bill? Some cockamamie thing to yank out of your butt. And I'm not saying that wouldn't be cool, but it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be organic. It wouldn't be literally a lost chapter. Mumblecat, thank you for the 31 months. 1337, thank you for the 6 months. It wouldn't be a lost chapter, so therefore it's not a cash grab. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, I thought I was losing my mind for a second when, I don't know, maybe at some point I thought I had imagined Kill Bill 3 and I went, have I been in a coma? There's also a new cut of both original films together with new finished anime sequences. I'm pretty sure the big Yakuza fight is no longer in black and white. Why?
Once upon a time, around the year 2003, there began a legend of bloody revenge. That was the warm-up round.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, didn't he always want to release the 2 films? Wasn't that always his whole thing, is that he wanted Kill Bill to be 1 film? And it would have been like 4.5 hours. And the studio was like, no.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding. That woman deserves her
revenge. Oh my God, R.I.P. Michael Madsen.
And
we deserve to die.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Hi.
God, I still love Lucy Liu so much.
Come on. Give me the gore details.
And we're talking the whole shebang.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean because this scene, of course, her going up against the 88 is in black and white, but in the trailer it doesn't appear to be.
I've killed a hell of a lot of people to get to this point. And when I arrive at my destination, I am going to kill Bill.
Apparently there's like 33 minutes of extra runtime since he showed them both together at Cannes, so even counting the new anime sequence, we're getting new footage. Yeah, and that's why he only counts this as one of his films, because famously Tarantino said he'll only make 10 movies. His intention was to only direct 10 feature films. So that doesn't include films that he's like written the screenplay for, produced on, and Kill Bill, I guess, has always counted as like one because that's how he intended it. He's so up his own ass. Yeah, that's the foot guy. That's the IDF loving foot guy. Fucking Quentin Tarantino is such a goddamn weirdo, but fucking makes really good movies. Yeah, I mean, not all his films are winners. Lucy Liu's in a new movie that might be quite defining for her acting. Check out Rosemead. Lucy Liu. I'm trying to think of the last thing I saw Lucy Liu in. You know what I saw her in, which was actually really good, was the film Presence, which came out in 2024. This was Steven Soderbergh. And I think this was another one that he directed on, I want to say he directed it on phone. Yeah, it was definitely an experimental film, which was really good. So that's the last thing I saw her in. But she's got a new film. It's okay. Rosemead. Rosemead is a 2025 American drama film directed by Eric Lin, starring Lucy Liu as a terminally ill Chinese immigrant mother who discovers her teenage son's violent obsessions. Inspired by true events, the film follows her desperate struggle to protect him and others as her own health declines. Premiere at Tribeca Festival is scheduled for U.S. theatrical release on December 5th. 7-year journey. Wow. Okay, wait. I want to watch the trailer for this. I just have to say, Lucy Liu, even though she is one of the biggest Asian actresses in Hollywood, she should have had a bigger career. Absolutely. If she had been, if she had been white, or if she did not look as Asian as she looks, I think absolutely she would have had more opportunities. Just another example of somebody who went as far as they could, but sky was not the limit. And she's so much better than her career has afforded her the opportunities of. And that being said, she's still one of the most successful Asian actresses in the biz. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sad. This looks like it's going to be really heart-wrenching. Okay, and thank you for the gifted to Lucy. Kimberly, thank you for the tier 1. Mike, thank you for the 2 months. I don't get what the problem with the kid is. I think he has schizophrenia. It's interesting too because the subject material is one that we don't really see often in I think mental illness being explored in an Asian family, especially, an immigrant Asian family, um, provides an opportunity to kind of provides an opportunity to show a reality that is culturally, I think, something that's not really discussed openly. Not a story that you see often in film. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see Rose Byrne? If I had legs, I'd kick you. I have not seen that yet. This is why I'm putting together If I Had Legs. I was reading a little bit about this. Isn't ASAP Rocky in it? Yeah, Rose Byrne's a mother whose life is falling apart while carrying. It's also got Conan O'Brien. Is it good? Should I put it on the list? Yeah, wait, ASAP Rocky emerging as a serious actor, because he was in another film. He was in Spike Lee's film Highest to Lowest, which is Spike Lee's reimagining of Akira Kurosawa's High and Low. Was it bad? I haven't seen it yet. Is Spike Lee got to stop with the remakes? I feel I feel like Spike Lee, I don't know. The fact that he hasn't won an Oscar for directing. He has one Oscar for Black Klansman, but it was for Best Adapted Screenplay. He also has won an honorary Oscar for Lifetime Achievement, but I feel like he is like really driven by this deep, deep desire to win a directing Oscar. And I just fear when you chase after something like that, it can affect it can affect your decisions, but Hollywood won't even give him funding to do that one boxing epic he's spoken of for 20 years for obvious reasons. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Sometimes it is what funding can you get? And it's crazy that Spike Lee can't get the fun. Again, I just keep coming back to David O. Russell. I keep coming back to directors who don't deserve to keep getting any funding whatsoever. Skill Cylinder, thank you for the 39 months. Yeah, and then David Lynch struggling to get funding for his last film, and then he died. Hollywood, you will rue the day. Ava DuVernay has talked about that. Yeah, I mean, Ava DuVernay's film, what was that called? Origin. She and Anjanou Ellis-Taylor, who was the star of that film, they were like doing the marketing on their own. Anjanou Ellis-Taylor was outside of theaters handing out promotional materials for that film because they had no support whatsoever, and like how difficult it was for Ava DuVernay to get that, to get that film made. And she's talked a lot about the difficulties she still faces, even with all, even with what a big name she is now and successful films that she's had. Meanwhile, Ryan Coogler's fighting for sinners to get acknowledged for awards. It's just like, it just never fucking stops. Okay, you know what? Actually, too, I wanted to talk about this. I feel like there was one week that I was in China where multiple actors, including Simu Liu and Lupita Nyong'o, talked about how there's no opportunities. Because remember when Lupita did she did 12 Years a Slave, and she was incredible, and she won an Oscar. And then after that, a lot of people were kind of like, where's Lupita Nyong'o? Like thinking that she was going to have this massive career. And she's been in movies, like she's had roles. But what she said in this interview is unfortunately the truth, which is like somebody who looks like her, who was in a film where she plays a slave, and that was an incredibly successful film, won Oscars, the expectations for her to keep playing roles like that, and how essentially she is faced with a choice of, do I keep playing these kinds of roles that they want me to play, or do I turn them down? But that means that I will have fewer opportunities. But I don't want to keep playing a slave. Like, hello, I did not become an actress so that I would play a slave for Hollywood.
One of the questions that I also have is, when you win your Oscar, how does that impact your career? And how that also opened doors for you to do many things that you're doing today?
Well, my winning an Academy Award came at the very start of my career. It was for the very first film that I had done. So it really did set the paces for everything I've done since. But you know what's interesting is that after I won that Academy Award, you think, oh, I'm gonna get lead roles here and there. Oh, Lupita, we'd like to play another movie where you're a slave, but this time you're on a slave ship. Those are the kinds of offers I was getting in the months after winning my Academy Award. And it was a very tender time because, the world there's an expectation for you and your career. There were think pieces about, oh, is this is this beginning and end of this dark-skinned black woman, African woman's career? And I had to deafen myself to all those pontificators because at the end of the day, I'm not a theory. I'm an actual person. I like to be a joyful warrior for changing the paradigms of what it means to be African. And if that means that I work one job less a year to ensure that I'm not perpetuating the stereotypes that are expected of people from my continent, then let me do that.
Yeah, and people over the years were like, why is Lupita not in more stuff? She was only 30 when 12 Years a Slave came out and was the film that shot her to instantaneous success. I'm pretty sure she's a graduate of Yale Drama School, which is one of the most prestigious drama schools in the country. And the answer should have been obvious, but she's confirming it here. It's that she just had more slave roles thrust upon her, and she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And so that meant that she had less opportunities, but that she was trying not to perpetuate stereotypes and trying not to be pigeonholed because she's because of the color of her skin. And the truth is that Hollywood, when it comes to black actresses, still prefers lighter skinned or mixed race black women to play their ingenue roles, to play, the types of roles that just offer more variety. And with darker skinned black women, usually they won't find success until later in their lives, like Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, even like Angela Bassett. It's something where in their 20s and their 30s they miss out on the roles that go to go to people like Emma Stone, Jennifer Lawrence, Sydney Sweeney, you know, these actresses who they get to play everything. They can be the love interest. They can be in like weird A24 films. They can be, you know, whatever they want. The sky is the limit. And there's nothing, you know, there's nothing that holds them back from getting to play any type of role. Scarlett Johansson, they can even be Asian women. Exactly. They can lose the studio's money. Exactly. There's not the limits. Whatever limitations you guys see on white actors, the point is that on top of that, black actors have another level of limitations that isn't fair. Yeah, I mean, there's just still this idea that when it comes to the type of performers who can play a versatility of roles, it is white or lighter skinned ethnic actresses. Like a Zendaya, for instance. Zendaya will, you know, get opportunities that someone with the skin color of Lupita has to fight a lot harder for, no matter how talented she is. Yeah, ethnically, like if you're going to be ethnic, you better be ethnically ambiguous. Zendaya purposely goes for roles written for white characters, which someone like Lupita can't do. Yeah. And not because she doesn't have the talent. Lupita's one of the, honestly, I think Lupita Nyong'o is one of the most talented actresses out there. It's just the obstacles that she has faced, of course, because of the industry's nonsense. Yeah, the industry's nonsense that is still ongoing. Okay, here's Simu Liu's post. You know what I will say? I have cooked Simu Liu in the past, but recently I've really appreciated him speaking out. He spoke out against what I think it was like JD Vance, and he's been talking about the amount of backslide in Asian representation. He's been recently he's been based on the timeline. He has, and I've seen people be like, "Oh, this guy is so annoying," and so now I'm in my era of I'm standing with Simu Liu. I'm standing with Simu Liu because you know what I watched on the plane, who he mentions here in his or he retweeted it here. I watched Freakier Friday, which is the follow up to Freaky Friday. Manny Jacinto is so good. He's so good. He has everything. Oh my God. Oh my God. And he's what's the show that I haven't watched? Acolyte, that you guys are all obsessed with. What's the one that he's in? Acolyte, right? Okay. I haven't seen Acolyte because it's usually not my cup of tea, those kinds of shows, Star Wars shows. But I know y'all have been singing his praises. He is so sexy. He is so he has such an ease. Oh my God. I almost want to watch it just for him. But he's a perfect example of why is he not in everything? Someone give me the dancing clip from, or maybe I'll just find it myself. Hold on. Manny. He deserves pretty privilege. He deserves everything. Okay, I need to find
sultry sounds of
where is this clip of him? The Figure Friday dancing. Okay. Oh my God, come on. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sky. A guy, right, who it does like he's not a dancer in the film. This is just a scene where he and Lindsay Lohan have been rehearsing to do, I think, a dance for their wedding or something. But he's so sexy. He really, really is. And why is he not in why is he not in more romantic lead roles? Why is he not in everything? Is my question. Cutie McBitty, thank you for the gifted. Zit Ronograph, thank you for the 37 months. Okay, so here was the original thread. Hollywood, put more Asian men in romantic lead roles. Like, oh, I know, man. I know. I feel like we only get Asian men in romantic lead roles when they are films by Asian people or films where like the lead female is also Asian. So Crazy Rich Asians. What was the one with Be My Maybe, I think. Was that what it was called? You know what I'm talking about? You'll Always Be My... Yeah, Always Be My Maybe with Ali Wong and Randall Park. Yeah, not a lot of... Not a lot here. The one with Keanu, yes. Past Lives. Yep. Past Lives. Despite many fans asking to see him in more rom-coms, Manny Jacinto revealed that since Freakier Friday, Hollywood has opted to offer him dad roles. Now I think I'm getting... That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. This man is so sexy. Why are you putting him in dad roles? He's only 38. Why? Hollywood, you are wasting some of the sexiest motherfuckers out there. Now I think I'm getting dad roles. How do you watch Freakier Friday 2 and be like, you know what that guy should be in? He should be in dad roles. Like, yeah, he plays a dad in the film, but that shouldn't be the takeaway. And yet they cast ugly white men in romantic leads. Those are the dads, bro. I know. Like a dad role in a movie where the daughter's friends want to fuck her friends' dads, or that's right. I'm like, okay, maybe if very specifically it's like a, I don't know, it's that kind of movie. It's an American Beauty, but without it being problematic. You know? Guys, I don't think that's me yet. I'm sorry. Let's pull it back. This industry is always a little weird, the actor laughed. Now I think I'm getting dad roles or dad auditions. I'm like, guys, I don't think that's me. Let's pull it back. Put me back in the box, actually. Though his tone was light, he did muse that his resistance was also just because I'm stubborn. I hate being put in any box. The stubborn artist in me wants to just do anything and everything. Wasn't he Jason in The Good Place? Yes. Yeah, I am. And here's the thing too. One stereotype that Asian men have always had to deal with, a really harmful stereotype, is that Asian men are sexless, that they are like, that they're effeminate to the point of like being sexless, that they are the sidekick character, but not the lead. They are, versus Asian women being overly sexualized, being hypersexualized. Asian men have the inverse of that. And so that's why like Crazy Rich Asians was such a breakthrough film, but at the same time, you know, Henry Golding is mixed race. He's gorgeous, and the actor who plays the best friend in the film who's getting married is also gorgeous, and where's that guy too? I saw him at the club one time. I saw him. What is his name? Hold on. See, it's like I'm saying, what is his name? Because he's not in enough. Like, this is just a great, wait, where the fuck? Him, Chris Pang. Was he hot IRL? He was so hot. Yeah, him. Christopher Pang. He's Australian. He plays Colin in Crazy Rich Asians. He's the one who's getting married. So hot. He showed up to the club one night. I was like, oh my God, I thought you were great in Crazy Rich Asians. Why aren't you in more stuff? Okay. Anyway, I know I'm kind of going off on little tangents, but the point being, it's like, even in that film, Henry Golding is the lead. Henry Golding, who is mixed race. Zenyatta, thank you for the 13 months. John Cho says that despite the amazing selfie, where he proves he's the perfect rom-com lead, he did not get many offers in this genre. Hollywood, what you doing? That's always the question. Daniel Day Kim says Asian representation in Hollywood, this is from 2011, has gotten better, but there's still room for improvement. I still haven't played a romantic lead, and I've been doing this for 30 years. It's like, why didn't he have a career like a Brad Pitt? Right? Like, this man aged better than Brad Pitt. And that's the thing, too. I'm just going to say it. These white actors do not age beautifully in the way that my Asian men out there do. Aging like milk. And yet they still get those roles. Still get those roles. At one point, Daniel Day Kim was basically the only Asian actor. Yes, because that's what happens. It's like, you're one of the few who makes it through. You still don't get the opportunities that your fellow white actors do. And yet you're still one of the only ones, and you have just, you're it. You're the representation. Yeah. And look, Jack Nicholson is a great actor. Jack Nicholson has played romantic lead parts. I'm sorry, but Jack Nicholson has never looked like your romantic, your romantic lead. Many such examples of this. We say that black don't crack, but I also say that Asian don't crack. Like, Manny Jacinto is a guy who he is going to look good forever. He's going to look good forever. Okay, so then Simu Liu said, put some Asians in literally anything right now. The amount of backslide in our representation online or on screen is fucking appalling. Studios think we're risky. Minari, Farewell, Past Lives, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Crazy Rich Asians, Shang-Chi, every single one a financial success. No Asian actor is losing a studio even close to $100 million, but a white dude will lose $200 million twice and roll right into the next tentpole lead. Fucking Johnny Depp. We're fighting a deeply prejudiced system, and most days it sucks. Hollywood would rather cast washed up, ugly as fuck, abusive assholes who are losing studios money. They would rather cast them over an Asian actor, over a black actor, over an actor who's like not Jared Leto. Hiroyuki Sanada could have had a much bigger career in America if he was given a chance when he was young. And he is so fine. He is so fine. I mean, I'm saying it. Arab actors aren't taken seriously, only comedies. Yes. I mean, right now I'm talking about Asian representation because of Simu Liu's post, but this is an across the board issue still. This is still something where we are, what was I just reading the other day? Yeah, about when you compare like 2025 to even 5 years ago, the backsliding in representation, it was like, oh, all of these pledges that studios have made, that the industry has made, where they're like, yeah, we're not gonna just cast white people behind the camera, in front of the camera, we're not just gonna have like male directors. The progress, the little progress that's been made, how we have regressed from that. We're fighting a deeply prejudiced system, and most days it sucks. Yes, and it just feels still that it feels still that unless it's an Asian, one of the rare Asian directors who has the ability to drive a vehicle that gives opportunities to Asian actors like Celine Song's past lives, then there's just the opportunities are few and far between. And when there are opportunities, God forbid if, like I said, it's not a home run, then the message, the takeaway is, oop, I guess we can't see. Oh, we were right all along. Can't have women directing films. Can't have actors of color in lead roles. Did you see the positive article Variety did about James Franco? No. Hold on a second. I just spilled my fucking drink. Okay. I think that's enough Celsius for me. I think methinks that's enough Celsius. When I'm knocking the Celsius over, that's when methinks it's time to put it away. Just one more sip. Just one more sip. Just one more. Bartender, cut her off. Bartender, that's enough. The true lack of representation are the execs. You can have diverse actors and directors. At the end of the day, some old white guy exec will shut it down. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And unfortunately, the gatekeepers in Hollywood are largely still old, white, and male. And when I look at people like, people like David Ellison and Larry Ellison trying to come in and sweep up as much of Hollywood as they can, it doesn't bode well. And when Larry Ellison's or David Ellison says shit like how their goal is to basically bring back the good old boys club, which it's like, okay, that never really went away, but glad to know that that's what your vision is for the future of Hollywood. It's concerning. It is. Suffering Soul, thank you for the 28 months. Ken Watanabe and Hiroyuki Sanada were both in The Last Samurai, but only Ken had a career in Hollywood immediately after that movie. Yeah, and like Ken, still an actor like Ken, I look at his films and it's like, okay, Memoirs of a Geisha, Last Samurai, Letters from Iwo Jima, Godzilla. He does have Inception in there, which he was great in, but it's just, it still is like you are relegated to a certain type of film, and it's the rare performer who can break through that and land opportunities that go beyond being typecast. But it's very rare. And it's still never at the same level as their white peers. Did you ever get around to finishing Dispatch? If not, you plan on playing the last episodes. I am planning on playing. In fact, I think I'm going to play tonight. But so yeah, I'm with Simu on this. And he's been dropping some bass takes on the timeline lately. The roles offered to black actresses and after their Oscars and their career trajectory compared to white actresses is always so noticeable. And this conversation started off because of dummies on the internet calling for Michelle Yeoh's Oscar to be taken away because she was miscast in Wicked 2. And it's just a reminder that we take notice. We take notice of that kind of stuff. And considering the fact that Michelle is one of two non-white actresses to win the Best Actress Oscar, the other one being Halle Berry. And it was like 21 years in between those wins. And Lord knows when we'll get the next one. Yeah, it's absurd regardless of a miscast. Mind-blowing when you think about Hiroyuki Sanada has been acting for 60 years. Damn! Gorgeous man. And who was it? What motherfucker was it? Aaron Sorkin, who once upon a time said something about how like Asians can't play. Asians can't be stars, something like that. There's this perception that Asian actors just simply don't have the ability to be great versatile performers like their white peers. And there is this really racist, still persisting belief that like Asians aren't as expressive as white people are, that the reason they don't get those opportunities is because they're simply just not good enough. They simply biggest fan of One Battle After Another, which seems to be emerging as one of the, one of the major contenders this year. There's just been a couple films that I really, really dug. Some of the films that I absolutely loved, I know aren't yet, like, they're not even the types of films that will be in consideration for Oscar season. Anyway, okay. What else? I have two films on here. I need to watch Marty Supreme with Timmy Chalamet. It's been interesting. You know what's been interesting? To see some people on the internet try to kind of start drama with Timothy Chalamet, because I don't know, he keeps talking about how much he wants to, how sad he was that he didn't win the Oscar, and I don't know, it's kind of odd. I feel like people are, look, not to pull a Club Chalamet or anything, but I do kind of feel as if there is this weird forced hate against Timmy Chalamet, which usually it's towards women. So, I mean, I guess it's refreshing that it's a young white dude who's otherwise very popular in Hollywood. But it's very strange. Yeah, I've seen it happening with Rachel Sennett, which, I mean, I even said this earlier, but look, this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Somebody goes, something is off about this lady. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe because there's nothing, and maybe because you're just trying to start another hate campaign. And we are not going to stand for another half a hate. Like, what does that even mean? People just love to do this, though. They love to be like, something's not right about that gal. So I think I fucking hate her, and I think maybe she should die. Here we go again, y'all. Here we go again. This happens all the time. I know. Anyways, so I have kind of seen it happening too with Timmy Chalamet, which I'm like, oh God, are you going to make me get out there and defend Timothy Chalamet alongside Club Chalamet? Oh, come on. Just more proof that gamers don't get the respect they deserve. Straight up. That's what I'm saying, Okay. So, boop, 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 boop. Okay. The Mastermind. Yeah, that is the one about... That's with Alana Haim. 2025 crime. Oh, right. That's Josh. That's the art heist one. Yeah. Wait, is that out? Yeah, that's out right now. Should I watch Kiss of a Spider Woman? Should I watch the film and then make my entire personality about how Jennifer Lopez was wronged? Okay, so I saw somebody, and I think I said this before, but I saw somebody who was like, Jennifer Lopez, the actress, doesn't get it, or what was it? It was like, Jennifer Lopez, the actress, doesn't get enough credit and is not obnoxious in the way that, like, Jennifer Lopez, the singer, is. I can't remember. It was something to that effect. It was like, there's J-Lo, the actress, and then there's J-Lo, the pop star, singer, whatever. No, it's not the same person. No, it's two different. Where I think people, because J-Lo is absurd, and because all of just the shit she's been involved in over the last year, with her personal life, and then with that tour that she ended up canceling, I think people were like, oh, Kiss of a Spider Woman is just going to be ass because it's J-Lo. What if it turns out J-Lo has a twin? That would be wild. And her name is like, I don't know, Halo. She's like, I don't know her. Hannah YDN, thank you for the 13 months. Yeah, J-Lo saying about Halo, I don't know her. Okay, you know what? We'll put it on there. Kiss of a Spider-Woman. What the hell? Sure. Okay, what else are the people talking about that I'm missing out on? Sorry Baby. I already watched that one. Okay, I do need to watch Begonia. Will asked me last night, he's like, do you want to watch Begonia? I said, do you want to watch Begonia? You're the biggest Yorgos hater I know. I said, do you want to watch it? If you want to feel depressed, there's Die My Love. Yes, I do. I do want to feel depressed. And I do want to watch Jennifer Lawrence's new film. I've heard really great things about it too. Rob Patz and J Law. Okay. All right. What else? What else do I need? Do you know what film? Yo, I feel I fear that music biopics are not doing great these days, considering that Springsteen, which was the film, the Springsteen biopic starring Jeremy Allen White, came and went. Absolutely no noise, nothing. It came out. It came out like a month ago, or maybe when I was in China. I don't know. You know who's also been flopping like a fish? Sydney Magasweeney. Her last 3 films have all been bombs. Like, girl. Yeah, her next movie is going to be a big hit. Well, she's an it girl right now, so she's in like a million movies. But it's just kind of funny because it's like, girl, you know that the audience, which now is allegedly supposed, who your people are, they're not going to watch your movies. And I will say, I do think the negative press against Sydney has been detrimental to her. I mean, it'll be fine because she'll be in big movies too, but Taylor Lorenz did a really good vid on Sydney a few weeks ago. I believe it's called, oh, I need to watch that. Let me bookmark that. I want to bookmark that now that we're getting back into things. How Sydney Sweeney lost the culture war. Okay. Let me bookmark that. Lilith, thank you for the 28 months. Crockett, thank you for the 22 months. Her boyfriend's PR company working overtime calling paparazzi to every location she's at. Oh boy. That motherfucker. Yeah, her next movie is with Amanda Seyfried. I know, and I love her so much. I do. Okay, what else have I seen? Oh, I do need to